Well, guys, looks like the party's over. All the boomers have started to enter the room, and they're no longer going to make this topic cool or viable anymore, because now they're just going to drown this all in tradcuck neocon babble. But it was fun while it lasted, because this right here, it's one of those perfect examples as to why the DeSantis campaign has absolutely nosedived. Depending on the poll that you're looking at, Vivek Ramaswamy is either tied or on the upward trajectory, and given the pollsters an additional week, and he might even be on the other side of him. Ron DeSantis is an unoriginal dork with the political instincts that would make Helen Keller believe she could compete in the decathlon. When it comes to Ron DeSantis, listen, I used to heap praise on the guy as being a good governor of Florida. I think that he did a really good job up till, all that new donor money started to come in, all the Karl Rove types, Paul Ryan individuals, the Jeb Bushes started to staff his campaign with absolute insider swamp creatures that just completely and totally changed his messaging. He went from being off-brand Trump to just off-brand Bush. And we ain't talking Anheuser this time around. From his Hillary Clinton-esque wife, which, okay, she's fielding questions about what's it like to be compared to being a dollar store Melania. No. Hillary Clinton, front and foremost in the campaign. That's the apt comparison if you're going to be making any of former first ladies, which, spoiler, you're never going to be one, because I'm so glad. You know what? I've changed my position on this. I am so glad that DeSantis decided to run in 2024, that all the consultants needed to get a paycheck for this upcoming presidential cycle. I'm so glad he did this, because he just exposed his true nature of being a donor-focused and a total trad cuck simp with absolutely no original ideas. Because, okay, let's read this headline real quick. DeSantis calls for a probe into whether Bud Light disregarded duties to shareholders after Dylan Mulvaney disaster. Funny, that came out earlier today, okay? Like I said, it's not even a new idea, because we talked about this at the time, back when it first came out, and what was that? Oh, May 19th. So 2 months ago. This isn't a new idea, Ron, and you're trying to come out here saying, I lead the fight against the woke companies, and I take W's against large corporations like Disney. Disney's failure is a consequence for their own stupid decisions finally manifest after bomb after bomb after bomb in the cinemas. You fucking around with the tax laws at their parks probably didn't help, but the dwindling park numbers, theater attendances, has absolutely nothing to do with your little tit for tat with whatever Bob is staffing the top office at Disney. That is both woefully misunderstood and highly overblown. You would think the last time that there was a situation like that, they turned it into a campaign slogan. Oh, the DeSantis campaign is so popular, it broke the internet. Florida is where woke goes to die. We took a middling W from Disney. Fantastic stuff, and you have the entire weight of a state behind you. Just goes to show you, just taking a look at the time frame, because Ted Cruz basically calling for the same thing here. But yeah, Ted, within a couple of days of everything going down, with all the share prices nosediving, the CEOs not knowing what the hell to properly do, Ted going, maybe we should take a look. Maybe Anheuser Busch probably shouldn't be marketing to kids. Maybe they should be more concerned about their share prices, and if or not they deliberately decided to tank their company, something could be up with that. But yeah, he floated that as an idea back when it was relevant. But Ronnie, now, of all times, the popularity of your campaign could only be aptly compared to that of stage 4 skin cancer. Like, bro, way to just once again show you are not a decision maker. You got to run everything past your wife first. Fucking gross. But okay, cool. You want to take action on this. Months after the fact. Fantastic stuff. I want you to compare and contrast this, because there's a video that I put out, I guess it would have came out earlier today, in regards to Sound of Freedom, Trump having a screening at the Bedminster Country Club that he owns up there in New Jersey, saying that it was an incredible film. Sorry, voice is not completely up to stuff, but the impression's coming back a little bit. But he's seen the film, and he's like, you know what we should do to those child traffickers that we were seeing depicted in this based on a true story film? And then also, talking with Tim Ballard, who was also there, who did those investigations, and then also having a very keen interest in border security. Hey, those child traffickers, anybody, if I end up becoming president again, God willing, in 2024, you know what we should do with all of them? We got to figure out what that neck do. And by that, mean fitting into the stocks with a nice hunk of metal coming down at a rapid fashion. After watching The Sound of Freedom, Donald Trump announces that child traffickers, including women, That is something that Ron DeSantis, even if he had the political insights to make a statement like this, would never ever say, because his entire campaign, just watch it with this in the back of your mind. Everything is trying to capture that mythical suburban white woman voter. They're not going to vote for the GOP unless they're married and they have a strong husband in their life, which, hey, guess what? Ain't going to fucking happen in a vast majority out there. So yeah, you just go out there and you continue to chase that ghost by just going, woke, woke, woke. Eventually they'll all come out of the closet, like so many of your campaign personnel. But yes, Trump announces that child traffickers, all of them, every single one of them, will receive the death penalty. Oh, hell yeah. You can now expect the media to become advocates for child trafficking. Now you can expect them to become advocates? I just thought that they naturally were, based on all of the media reporting surrounding Sound of Freedom. I will use Title 42 to end the child trafficking crisis by returning all trafficked children to their families in their home country without delay. I will urge Congress to ensure that anyone caught trafficking children across our borders receives the death penalty immediately. Oh, sweet. That wall just got 10 feet higher and those magazines just got 10 rounds longer. That includes also women. You're goddamn right. Because they, okay, if you know anything about the synopsis for Sound of Freedom, they were mostly the recruiters in these child trafficking rings. So yeah, they're not as innocent as they'd like you to believe. But yeah, good political instincts, and then Ron DeSantis' political instincts. Listen, I don't even know if he's got good legal standing to go against Anheuser Busch in this situation. Don't know, don't care. It's just him trying to pivot from one stalemated situation off to another, going, hey guys, I'm also a culture warrior. Shut the fuck up, Ron. Nobody cares. Ron DeSantis on Friday urged the head of the state's investment portfolio to investigate Bud Light's parent company as backlash over the partnership with transgender influencer Dylan Mulvaney rages on, and its slumping sales may impact the Sunshine State's pension investments. Oh, because it's also going to affect the pensions? Yeah, to placate all those boomers that he's also trying to attract. Yeah, no, that totally makes sense. Because, yeah, his base of all of the people that, just clap along to him going, woke, woke, woke. That's that whole 55 plus crowd. Nothing against that. And they'll be, hyper-libertarian capitalists, the reddest of the red Republicans, until you start to talk about Social Security. Then all of a sudden, that red for the grand old party suddenly starts to resemble a bunch of yellow stars and a hammer and sickle. Fucking weird situation. DeSantis ordered a probe into Anheuser Busch InBev to see if the company disregarded its duties to shareholders with Mulvaney's ill-fated marketing gimmick that resulted in a staggering financial losses. You would have to prove malice. This is a taxpayer-funded disaster waiting to happen. He wrote in a letter to the State Board of Administration, "It appears to me that AB InBev may have breached legal duties owed to its shareholders, and that the shareholders' actions may be both appropriate and necessary," my wife says. 2024 Republican presidential candidate wrote to Lamar Taylor, SBA's interim executive director, to protect SBA and to the retirees of Florida, which, big demographic for him, for losses attributed to AB InBev's disregard for the whole duties. All options are on the table. DeSantis told Fox News host Jesse Waters on Thursday that Florida has over $50 million worth of AB InBev stock in the state's pension fund of about $180 billion. That right there, you could argue, is government interference into the free market system. It's one of those technicality things. I'm just also thinking how this is going to be weaponized against them. It just, once again, just kind of shows that those attacks that are levied against Ron DeSantis from the left, I'm not blind to those. I see them. Oh man, he wants to call for a smaller government, but here he is meddling in the free market. What kind of Republican is he? Oh, the Bush ones. Hey, we just went through a couple of decades of all that stuff. I thought we excised this shit, but at least it's being brought to light now and not while he's the Republican nominee. It absolutely hurts teachers. Oh, God, if we could actually hurt teachers, that would be fantastic. Not like that. It's a fucking joke, you weirdos. It has absolutely hurt other pensioners, the governor said to the beer giants, declining sales. How does he make it? Bud Light ends up tanking their business. Old folks most affected. Fucking weird tactic, dude. Data from Everscore ISI shows that the 12-week period leading up to July 12th, so for the 3 months that you basically stayed neutral on the case, just making a couple of snide remarks in an interview with, was it like Benny Johnson or some shit like that, took you to a cooler and it's like, do you want to have a Bud Light? No, me and my wife, we just drink wine and I love my wife and my wife is great. Fucking yuck. But yes, Bud Light sales fell in that 12-week period, so the second quarter. Bud Light sales fell by 27.1%. Yo, that time frame includes much of the aftermath following Mulvaney's social media post on April 1st. So yeah, it runs from April 1st to July 1st, and guess what? Ta-da! At least you can hope to catch some of those headwinds because, well, maybe your March Madness marketing scheme in March was, working out well for you beforehand, but then oopsie daisy, you tried to cap it off with a winner, and everybody was just looking around going, what? We got to do to market Bud Light. The fuck? Why did it go so wrong? Followed the controversy has hit other AB InBev beer brands, which have also suffered from declining sales. Yeah, we know. We know. And hey, if you want to go down there and take a picture of your local six-pack down there at any convenience store that sells alcohol in your neighborhood, well, don't worry about ample stock. Reports indicate that, oh yeah, it is going to be there if you want. You can even get a steep discount. You might even be able to haggle with the customer service in order to get a better deal. Hey, we'll take this off the shelf for you. Oh, thank God we're tired of dusting all the cases. Budweiser sales volume fell by 13.5% and Busch Lights declined by 9.8% over the same period. Holy. All told, AB InBev beer sales were down 15.4% in the 12 weeks leading up to the July 2nd, according to the Evercore ISI data. As sales for AB InBev products within the United States continue to precipitously decline, reports are now emerging that large American mainstays like Costco will be pulling beer from the shelves, which got a video on that one from a couple of weeks ago when my voice was clearly in better repair. Clearly, the board's mismanagement has led to the impasse, as well as a failure to remediate the problem and repair its relationship with millions and millions of disaffected American consumers, will continue to financially harm the SBA and other shareholders, DeSantis wrote. Our legal commitment and obligations, however, remain perfectly clear. We must prudently manage the funds of Florida's hardworking law enforcement, teachers, all your public employees, which outside of some of the police and firefighters, some of the first responders, that's fine. Oh my, he literally snuck it in there. This fuck. I was gonna cap off the statement right there, but no. His favorite word has to work its way into a statement. So yeah, officers, teachers, firefighters, and first responders in a manner that focuses on growing returns, not subsidizing an ideological agenda through woke virtue signaling, he added. What a fucking dork, dude. Listen, what could be gained? What could possibly be gained by this? Investment portfolios take dips all the fucking time. It sucks to suck that you guys were so heavily invested in Anheuser Busch stock, which kind of lets you know why not a whole lot of mainstream Republican figures were coming out against Bud Light very strongly in the beginning. And lends a lot of credence to that theory that Anheuser-Busch is very well tied with the establishment Republican side of things. But also this lawsuit looks like it's built on shaky ground and is clearly just going to be a fishing expedition that's going to end up turning what exactly? We tried to do something different with our marketing from the Anheuser-Busch perspective. Okay, we hired some flavor of the month influencer. It ended up blowing up in our face a lot higher than we expected. We tried to take the corporate line on all of our responses. Nothing looked to be exceptionally out of order or out of the normal, because we all know how stupid companies are, and it doesn't look anything dissimilar to any other standard CEO quote-unquote apology that they release out there. So trying to prove malice or some sort of intent behind this in order to tank stocks, in order to stick it to those conservatards over there in Florida, it's going to be tough to prove that. But good job wasting more taxpayer money. You used to be a really good governor. Now you're just out there trying to electioneer through the only office that you currently hold, and highly likely the last one you will. So with all that said, thank you all very much for the gift of your time. I've been Don Consuelo. I want you to follow your gut and get after it. Take care, everyone.